So it's the 21st of July 2022 at 12:43 in the afternoon. I'm having one of those days where I keep thinking about making a video and I keep putting it off. And usually when that happens, I end up so exhausted that I never get to actually make a proper video. So I'm making one now. Boss is with me. Now, Grant did call me this morning, thankfully. He called me at 9:15, so that was cool. There's a person coming to evaluate this house in an hour, which I don't fully understand because it was already evaluated and now it's been sold. So I don't totally get why it's happening again, but that is the case. And I really needed to vacuum, so I've vacuumed my house. It's nice and tidy, everything's done, and I have been working my way through my readings. And I watched the last two from yesterday. I haven't watched the morning's one or the day before's one yet, but considering one goes for like 27 minutes and the other one goes for like 19 or 18 and a half, I feel like I'll watch them later because I need to use what energy I've got to study. So I do remember, like yesterday I said, like exhaustion can really make shit harder. And it's true because I'm absolutely exhausted. It's days like today. I was thinking about it before. I was like, I either need to have like one day on, one day off to like recuperate for each day I do stuff. Or otherwise I kind of need to take like an extra Ritalin to like give me what I need to get there. So thankfully all my specialists are really sort of just like you do you kind of thing and like figure it out for yourself. Like obviously I keep them all updated. I'm prescribed for Ritalin a day. I take 2 when I get up, and then the next 2 like 3.5 hours apart from each other. Oh, Jesus. But same as yesterday, like I couldn't make it the same amount, like to take my second one. So I took the first 2 on while I was on the phone to Grant, sometime around obviously 9:15, 9:20. And obviously I normally take like the first one first thing in the morning and then take my second one around about 10, 11 and then the next one around about 3. I've already taken a second one. Like I've said, it's 12:46 p.m. now. And I technically have 1 left. But I'm not sure how long I've got within me energy-wise to push it out. So I may end up having to take it earlier than normal, but I'm going to try at least for 1:30. If it gets to say 3 o'clock and I'm like dropping with exhaustion, I am going to take another one. There are plenty of days where I don't take the 4 of them, so I figure it's fine because I have work coming out my ears, yeah. Thankfully it's so interesting, like personality traits and social media addiction. It's really cool. So I'm loving what I'm reading. I am focusing on the fact that I am only studying 1 unit at a time. I am like, I'm good at notes and stuff. Like this person I was talking to, like I said, she's an online student, but she's my age, and I started talking to her. And like I was showing her what I've done, and she was like, "Wow, you're so diligent." And I'm like, yeah. I mean, there's the part of me that thinks I'm really good at what I call busy work. It's the actual learning and retaining the information I struggle with. But those slides that I had cut out and put blue tack on, I have finally put them on my toilet door and wall. Ironically enough, most of them are on the outside of my toilet door because I live alone and I don't shut the door, so made more sense. But they're nice and simple and easy to just repeat over and over again until I remember. And as we're aware, if I repeat stuff long enough. It gets in there, so that's cool. I just have to be more disciplined. I am feeling pretty good though in regards to uni, but I think more than anything, Tuesday showed me exactly, like, how do I put this? Like, I just felt horrible on Tuesday. It was all I could hear and feel was how dumb I am, how stupid I am, how long it's taken. I've already been there 6 years. I'm doing one at a time. Technically, I could do 2 at a time, this trimester and next trimester, and I'd be done by February. But the likelihood of me getting the grades I need, highly, highly unlikely. So it's just not happening like that. And on days like that, it's like, again, where I feel like I'm running against a clock, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm trying to better my life because I want to live the best life I can. And I do know that I am in this moment. Like I've said before, it's not a future destination. It's right here in the now. And I just need to remember that. So I think today is helping me sort of really see Tuesday as a different perspective, because I'm exhausted. And I even remember saying to my therapist, and if you watch my therapy recordings, because I film everything, you might have heard or seen me say it, that like Wednesday's such a long day for me. Just the drive to and from uni all by itself, without the classes, studying, the walking, all of it, just the drive, exhausting, like absolutely and utterly exhausting. It's really, really hard to try and convey to the next person just how difficult it is to live with chronic pain. And I know that there are people who just don't believe me, because let's face it, my mum is one of them. But I'm not out to try and prove to any of you that I live in chronic pain. I know that I do, and I have specialists who are amazing, and thankfully the medication that I need to help push me through. Abel, so happy to hear from you. Pete, you too. I had honestly questioned whether you had stopped following me because I hadn't heard in a while. Abel, hopefully you see this. I have added you on Facebook Messenger. Please check your requests. But in your comment, you mentioned like the medication I take makes it hard to concentrate. And even my urologist says the same thing. It's like, it's no wonder I struggle, because not only am I exhausted and I'm in pain, my cognitive ability isn't where it needs to be due to the bullshit I live with. So when I focus on the fact that I'm going above and beyond what, let's face it, I would say most people in my situation would do. And that's not me tooting my own horn. That's just like, I've met people with not even half of what I'm dealing with, and they can't even comprehend the fact that I was going to make myself go to uni, which is true, I do. But I am feeling good. So I didn't make much of an update at the end because I really was just exhausted and ready to drop. But throughout my studying yesterday, so I literally sat at my desk, like I said, from when I sat down and made the first one to when I made the last one. And they've been telling us in our seminar that there were templates. Now, I've done units before that have templates. Makes life a lot easier. But I can honestly say, in my time at university, I've never seen a template just quite like the one for the assignment I'm currently working on. Not only is it a template of a lab report, but it's literally got absolutely every single thing you need to do broken down. So, for example, even like, usually it would just say reference list, yeah? And then there'd be like APA formatting. And then you've got to go away and do all your own research to make sure your references are correct. Because I can tell you right now, losing marks on referencing is so annoying. But this particular template has literally listed every single type of reference you can use. So we've got books, journal articles, 1 authors, 3 authors, online webs, like every single possible type of reference that I will come across has already been put into the reference list. And obviously, because we're finding our own papers, like it says in the APA guide, for example, it'll say author, comma, date, title, italics, blah, blah, blah. It's there for me. Book, journal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just looking at it going, holy moly. I've obviously started working. So I printed out, as I said, I think 5 or 6 papers yesterday, because I don't always like to use a screen because it hurts my eyes. And I'm so sick of wearing glasses, I can tell you that right now. But obviously, as I said yesterday, I do like to be read to, and I finally figured out how to get that to work, because it turns out that my laptop that I bought has all of these programs already installed that I haven't been using. And I figured it out yesterday, so yay me. So yeah, I've now completed 3 different readings, including the one we were given. My note taker has sent me, obviously, yesterday's notes. She's awesome. The notes are just unbelievable. I'm so flipping grateful, honestly. But yeah, I think today I'm exhausted. I am, and it's a given. Let's take away all the main bullshit I live with and just focus on chronic fatigue. It's in the name, right? My chronic pain. And then let's add in ADH. Oh my god, what am I trying to say, people? Attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD. Bloody hell, told you I was exhausted. My brain just right then, didn't it? Anyway, my point is, I have to be kindest to myself on days like today, because I physically, mentally, and emotionally cannot push myself to breaking point. Because if I push myself to breaking point, then I'm fucked for the next 4 or 5 days. That doesn't help me at all. So, as I've said before, it is free to print stuff. Thankfully, I don't know where I put it. I've got notes everywhere, I'll tell you that much. And so I'm printing out the video transcripts, because people in the group chat are saying, oh, it's not examinable, which I think I would slightly disagree with, because on our cloud, every single week, so 1 to 11 is listed, and then all the learning objectives for each week are listed, and they tell you what pages of the textbook to read. But then on top of these pages, there's actual videos where the unit chair goes through and reads and answers all these questions. So basically, the gist is, if you know how to answer every single learning objective for all 11 weeks, you'll smash the exam. You'll ace it, right? Now, because I have decided to do my last 4 units across the space of 4 trimesters, and believe me, that looks like it when I tell people, they're just like, wow. I am utilizing absolutely every single possible thing I can. So I will be not only listening to my textbook, but watching these transcripts, writing notes, cutting things out, putting them on my wall. I think we're getting the gist. The main reason I wanted to make a video today, or I make videos every day, but right now, is because I guess I'm just really highly in tune to the fact that I am more tired today. It is Thursday. I said that Thursdays would originally be my day off. I've decided on all levels, giving myself rules doesn't work, okay? The rebellious kid inside of me just doesn't do as it's damn told. That's about all I can say. And it's not because I don't have any self-control, because let's face it, I've got plenty of self-control when it comes to particular things. I'm 4 days away from celebrating 6 years off ice. So, yay me. But yeah, I'm feeling good. And I really am just focusing on the fact that I am working as hard as I can, as fast as I can. The textbook, thankfully, honestly, I'm up to like chapter 4 and I'm only on week 2, so week 2's content. But I didn't even realise, because I was talking to the woman yesterday and she was like, oh, I'm up to such and such. And I was like, is that before or after? And she's like, I have no idea where you're up to. So I went through the actual hard copy of my textbook and I was like, oh, apparently I'm already halfway through chapter 3 and I just didn't even know. And then when I went to bed last night, I put the textbook on again, so I was falling asleep listening to it. And whatever I was listening to, I'd already heard. So because I've been listening to it while walking boss and at my desk and while I'm asleep, like, the information is going in. I've known basically since I started uni that this is what I needed to do. It wasn't until I was told I had ADHD that I finally actually did something about listening to shit. But again, I can hear the neighbours yelling at the dog. Until I found out about that, I wasn't medicated. I didn't know any better. Like, if I wasn't medicated right now, I'd be sleeping. Guaranteed. There's absolutely no way I could be functioning right now on a coffee or a bee. So yeah. One good thing, though, I'm going to say is I've started my new bladder medication. Obviously, it's only day 1. But so far, it seems to be working because my bladder is a pain in the ass and I hate it and it's constant, and today I'm feeling good. So I'm very happy all round. So yeah, I need to get back to what I'm doing. I am glad to hear from everyone who's commented. I hopefully will update myself with my videos and watch the ones I haven't seen at some point. But until then, I have reading to do, so happy Thursday.